In this video, we're going to look at some advanced tricks with buttons. I'm going to start by duplicating this existing button one more time. I'm going to Option-Shift-Drag or Alt-Shift-Drag on a PC to get another copy of this button. I'm going to head to the library, I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to rename it button M capital PV. I'm going to double-click to edit it, and I'm going to type MPV to go to, say, macprovideo.com. I'm going to return back to scene 1 and exchange this using properties, and this time I'll use the swap symbol button to flick it for the new one. So what do I want this button to do? I'm going to have a look under code snippets, and I'm going to have a look at the various different sections. There are a few options here to load or unload images and do various more advanced things. There's some animation things to fade in or out a movie clip. There's some timeline navigation tricks we looked at already, and the actions to probably do the things you're going to want to do most often, including this one, click to go to web page. If I double click to apply that, then it's going to give me all the code that I need. However, it didn't delete the code from up above. That's okay, I don't really want it to. It's added all of this code, all the code for all the buttons, all back up here in the frame script. So that's okay. Now, could there be a problem here? In fact, there is. It's still got the same instance name. This is button 1, and this is button 1, and this one is button go. Really, we don't want this to be button 1 anymore. We want this to be button MPV. And I can use underscores, but not hyphens here. So I'll give that an underscore. I'll now need to re-edit the actions and make sure that I've given this the correct name here in the scripting. If I don't do that, then it's going to be something else that happens when I press the 1 button. So the scripting here, this is attacking button MPV, this one is button go, and this is button 1. You want to make sure, even if all your buttons are scripted in the same frame, that each of them has their own instance name. Now all I need to do here is change the web address. That's fine. The underscore blank there is going to open this in a new window, which is usually the way advertisers open up pages. The site hosting the ad tends to want to keep their site visible, so your site, the site you link to from your ad, will open in a new window, and underscore blank does that. If I close that, that's all I need to do to open up a web page. And indeed, if I publish this movie, I can click on this button and it will load up macprovideo.com in a web browser, which is just what I want. How do I get this button, though, to activate over a different area? If I double-click to edit this, I could perhaps make a new layer and extend the hit area. If I press F6 here, then I could make a great big box over that area. And now all of that becomes an active area for the button. If I come back to scene 1 and turn on Enable Simple Buttons, then you'll see that not only does my button activate when I move over the button itself, but it also activates when I move over this ground. Now you can see one small thing's happening. It's kind of activating but flicking off, and that's because the ground's above it. If I put the button above the ground, this becomes pretty straightforward. The button will now activate by moving anywhere above this box. Not here, but here, because it's the hit area that's been extended. You can use this technique to effectively have an invisible button, a button which only has a hit area and nothing else. And you could use that on a banner ad, perhaps to link the entire banner ad area to go to a new web page. One last very nice trick with buttons is to create a disabled button. Let's say, for example, I wanted this MPV button to disable itself after a certain amount of time. We'll look at how to do that in the next tutorial.